Okay, we're here. ZONHOVEN 2021 World Cup. It's my first World Cup of the year. Yesterday in Ruddervoort went well, so yeah, just riding up and down with Vincent Bastains and then getting ready for the start. My grid at the moment is pretty poor. Just no UCI points after they reset them after Worlds last year, so back of the grid for every race. But I think here I knew there were going to be kind of opportunities to make some moves on the first lap. So not a huge field today, only 50 guys. But in the start, trying to go max, trying to find some spaces. In this first section there's basically no space, but as everyone breaks for the corner, so right now I'm back 5 maybe, and even 5-10 seconds later I managed to move up just a little bit, really, and yeah, just trying to slot in and get past as many people as possible. The course leads straight into the first time through Dekiel, and then we come around again into this other sand section. So still in all the crappy bitch fighting at the back, really just trying to find space. Number 2 down to Dekiel. I've already moved up a fair amount. So it's interesting to be back in the sand. I definitely wasn't 100% confident in practice, but in the race there's no time to think, you just have to do. So there's no time to get nervous, you just have to follow the wheels. So yeah, every lap I did feel like I was getting more confident and just absolutely sending it. So yeah, this section along the top, halfway through Dekiel, is probably one of the hardest of the tracks. You have to kind of keep the pressure on, then you've got this technical down here again, and then the anticipation of the next run up, which as you can see here just goes up and up and up and up. So right now still kind of mid-pack, riders ahead of me, riders behind me, so there should be opportunities to continue to move up. But yeah, the flat section here running over the top is horrible. Your legs are burning, and you've just got to keep moving your feet and then hop on at the top. Next time down the keel, you can see I'm a lot more confident and just following the wheels better, and the gaps are a bit bigger now. So on this climb here I was normally going up the left hand side. The right hand side had a really deep rut, so the left hand side I could actually ride more confidently. And then same again over the top of here, back in and just back on the pedals. At this point I'm trying to kind of find my rhythm, and I'm just off the back of Marcel Meisen in a group, and they started to kind of slow a bit. So at this point I was definitely thinking about wanting to move through this group of maybe 6-7 riders and push towards the top 20. Through the pits this lap, and then up this horrible drag, come around this corner, and then it's just a climb all the way up. So at this point I've made it through the group a bit more, and I'm on the back of this. So working through, finding the wheels. It's really what's after this group which gets a bit more interesting. Right now up the road you can kind of see a few more riders that are kind of dangling that I'm slowly getting towards. So taking the left line here and then switching over to the right. I probably enjoyed this part of the course the most. I felt like I could make good gains on that climb, and now I'm in no man's land as I'm bridging across. So I've left behind a few of those riders. You can see the speed that Marcel Meisen just hit that downhill. He must have done this course maybe 15 15 times maybe, but then he didn't have the best day. He decked it there. So yeah, back into Kiel, like it comes around so quick. The laps here is like 5-6 minutes, so just once you're done it, a couple minutes later, boom, you're dropping it again. So you can see here over this whole section I've managed to close the gap, even just while we've been watching, close the gap to this rider ahead. And now as we head into the running section, I'm right on his wheel. So even that's the thing with these sand courses, like all it takes is one mistake or one good section and you can close a gap of 10-20 meters. And you see also Niels behind has managed to really close up to my wheel too. So at this moment, it's a group of 4 with that one rider ahead of us. So now I've bridged across to him and I'm really pushing the pace now. So we're probably about halfway through the race, so I'm in this kind of no man's land, dragging Theo with me across the gaps. I think at the moment we were in like 22nd, maybe 23rd, and up ahead here you should be able to see the back of this next group with Thies Aerts, Anton Ferdinand and Joris Nieuwenhuis. So still pushing, I'm on my own now, and I think I'm just about to make contact. So here we have Thies Aerts, and then 1 or 2 seconds later, then I'm coming. So yeah, this is the kind of big effort of the race to make that contact. And then now I pretty much made it across the gap, and I'm starting to think, right, what do I do now? It's like 2-3 laps to go. There's 5 riders ahead of me, so there's a possibility to get really high up. So I got dropped off the back of the group here, I think, a little bit. So up here you should be able to see the group ahead. I've made it through Joris, who basically rides the full thing but lets me go. We got dropped off the back a little bit. I think we both pitted for a new bike before the climb. So yeah, through this to Kiel section, I'm just closing down the gap again and hopefully getting back on the wheel. This second drop is actually way more fun. Nice corner in the start, and then it's a bit shorter, and then you absolutely rail this, and then a few pedal revs, and then ride up the rut a little bit, and then bike on the shoulder. And now it just feels like you're crawling. It's just so slow, so boggy, so energy sapping. I don't think anyone feels good running up this. Definitely not me. I was getting gapped on the running more often. So now the group splits again, so I'm actually going full gas really to close this gap, and to get back in with the race. So up ahead you see Thies Aerts is pushing the pace with Wits Musens and Felipe Orts. So I think I close this now through the Kiel section again, and then I go straight to the front. Now this is the penultimate lap, so I knew that leading into this whole section was the best. So you want to get the first position. It doesn't matter if you make a mistake through this section, and then you can just ride the full climb if you can. If you can't ride it, you just hop off and everyone else is behind you. But this lap I showed that if I rode it, even with a few mistakes, that you can hold everyone back, and you can see how on the limit everyone is behind me. So over the top I have a small gap, and then it's basically downhill and fast to the finish. So with 1 lap to go, I realized that's where it was possible. So we've just taken the bell and we're through the first side of the pits for the last time, and I'm just keeping the pressure high. I actually didn't realize I had a gap here. I'm just kind of riding my own pace, which maybe was a mistake. I probably could have sat in a bit more, because through De Kiel they really closed up just naturally, so I probably wasted some time. But this is the very final section through the sand, so Wits knows exactly what I'm doing, pushes through to go into the single track before me. He then makes a mistake near the end and we almost crash. I don't know how we didn't crash, we just came together. But I managed to get past on the climb, so I'm leading into this section again and I pretty much get it perfectly. So around the corner, Felipe Orts has to dismount, so he's pretty much out of the game. And now here it's just about the legs and the composure. It feels like there's no oxygen in your brain and you're trying to really concentrate and put out the power. but you can see here I've just managed to gap them over the top. So now a few more steps and then it's downhill all the way to the finish. So I roll in 17th in my first World Cup of the season, which is massive for me. So yeah, it was a super tight race. It felt like I was always trying to catch the guys and make up positions after being on the back foot at the start. But I think to do that performance at a sand race, it shows that there's more in the tank, and that on a perfect course for me, that the higher positions and a better race is possible. But it's cool to see the legs and the form this early in the season, and hopefully there's more to come. So thank you very much for watching. Next racing is the Overijssel World Cup on Sunday, and then Koppenberg Cross on the Monday, 1st of November. So dank u wel, dag, goodbye.